All righty, what is going on, ladies and gents? Welcome back to the channel for another market update. Hope everybody's having a lovely day. And with that being said, let's get into some TA. All right, guys, big day tomorrow. Just a reminder, we have CPI tomorrow morning at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is ultimately going to dictate where these charts are headed, but I'm just going to give a little sneak peek into the rest of the video. Guys, we have so many freaking bullish charts here. I'm going to say I'm expecting a bullish reaction off of CPI tomorrow with what we got today. And, you know, how the charts have been shaping up regardless, even going into today. Things are not looking bad. All right. All right. So we're going to start off here with SPY. And I am just going to point out, guys, you got an absolute sexy break and retest going off of this, right over here. Previous all-time high. It's very similar to the weekly look we had over here. Okay. You come over here. You have that thing going on right there. You see how you kind of, hit it with the break and retest, and you had these nice large lower wicks going on here with the two back-to-back hammers. All right, going into this week, I was looking for a pullback. All right, I was looking for the pullback. I thought it'd be deeper than what we got. All right, I'll be completely transparent on that one. But we were definitely looking for further upside, considering this is not a bearish candlestick. All right, there's gonna be the doom and gloomers out there, guys. We're just gonna do our best to take an unbiased approach to these charts each and every day. All right, well, at least 6 days a week. We got Monday through Friday. We have the daily updates, and then we do have the one weekly update that comes out on Saturday every single week, like clockwork. If that sounds good to you, hit the subscribe button down below. Turn on post notifications if you do not want to miss these uploads. All right, moving over here to QQQ. I'm going to point out we have the same exact look going on here, except you never came all the way back down here. This thing is looking strong, mighty, and it is coming into our 471 target. All right, so on SPY, if you come over here, I'm just going to point out, all right, we did have these targets that we were paying attention to, and we're just going to come over here. We're just going to put on the fib extensions right there. All right, guys, so target 1 and 2, they've been hit. Okay, now I'm just going to say you get a positive reaction to CPI tomorrow, and you have a very strong likelihood of getting all the way up here. I'm not saying all in one go, but that is where, I think things are heading, all right? Now, this level may happen to have changed a little bit. Maybe I had to, oh, there it is. 543, all right? 543 was really the target that I had in mind over here. You've already hit these lower two, so I'm just going to go like that. I'm going to go like that, and now we have the same look over there. Okay, now let's say things decline tomorrow. Okay, if we get a big fat nasty gap down, which I'm going to say is extremely unlikely considering what the heck is this look we got, guys? I mean, so where on these charts in the past do you see something like this and then boom, you get a big fat nasty gap down? It just usually doesn't happen. All right, if you do get a pullback, it's very likely to get bought up. Okay, especially with what's going on over there on QQQ. But let's just say we do end up getting that pullback. What levels are we going to be paying attention to over here, right? Guys, we got a fresh chart. We're paying attention to 530.51. If you cannot hold 533.07, you get that move right there, and you open up around here. Well, you could very clearly see we had a range going on here, right? The top of the range was over here. Okay, the bottom of the range was down here. If you break under the bottom of that range, that is when you have, doors wide open all the way down here to 530.51. That would be a very large move tomorrow. All right. Well, we're not going to say it's been, super large, but considering we've just been consolidating here and now we're breaking up, I think it's much more likely that after, this range here, this week-long range here, basing above the previous all-time high, I think it's much more likely now that we're breaking up that we're going to continue that move higher. Just my opinion. Okay. Just my opinion. Now, let's say 530.51 does not hold. What are you going to be watching then? 529.31. You watch this thing level by level, baby. Level by level. And under there, what are we paying attention there? 527.30. I'm going to take these off because I don't think they're going to be needed. All right. I'm just going to keep a clean chart here. All right. Before I move on to the next one, very clean break and retest. All right. Very clearly was just basing up here. And actually, before I move on, I'm going to point out, guys, 15-minute time frame does not have a bearish divergence yet. It does not. What does that tell us? We are probably moving higher. QQQ. Starting off over here on the daily time frame, like I said, you do have this very sexy break and retest going on. You pull back to the 9, and now you look like you're heading to a target up there. All right, so let's just say you do end up, getting a tame CPI report tomorrow, and you pull back. Well, what are we paying attention to? We're paying attention to these levels right here. These are the ones that are standing out to me. 465.74 and 464.54. Okay, if you really can't hold that, that is when we're looking for the pullback down to 460.55. And guys, this is bullish structure. We've been pointing out it's bullish structure ever since you started breaking above this high over here, and then you broken retested this, and that's when it's undeniable. And anybody who is saying that was bearish, I'm sorry, but I don't know what you're thinking. I'm going to show you a bunch of charts throughout this video. And guys, if you look at these charts and you think bearish thoughts, you got to get these things out of your mind. You got to get them out of the mind, all right? Because there's no way anybody can look at these charts and be bearish on them, all right? If you want to call for a rug pull, call for a rug pull. But guys, now is not the time. Do you see what we see? Do you see this? This thing is just continuing higher. 470 incoming. Next one we're going to be taking a look at is IWM, and I'm actually going to say this is my little canary in the coal mine coming into yesterday and coming into this morning. All right, guys, we're actually going to come down to the 4-hour time frame. We're going to come over here. We're going to put on extended hours. I'm going to point out the thing that I've been paying attention to, and this is the one I'm actually, heaviest on right here. I'm looking for a breakout of this fallen wedge right here. This thing has triple bullish divergence going on down here as well. Is that a quadruple bullish divergence I see? Maybe, maybe, maybe. 29.86 over there. What do you get over here? You got 30. Guys, we have a quadruple bullish divergence. You got a 1 touch point. You got a 2, you have a 3, and you have a 4. Guess what? You have a low, you have a lower low, you have a lower low, you have a fourth lower low. All right, so well, a third lower low. But guys, 4 lows, 4 higher lows. What does that equal? Quadruple bullish divergence. I think this is going to lead to explosions, and honestly, even if it doesn't, guys, your downside is limited over here. You want to pull back. I'm looking for buyers right here around 198, but quite frankly, all right, this thing broke and retested off of this, previous bottom of the range here. You got touch point, you got touch point. You expected sellers there. So maybe you bought, with me over here. Maybe you scaled out a little over there, and then maybe you bought more over here. Okay, I think this thing's about to rip higher. And quite frankly, the fact that SPY and QQ looks so strong right now, and this thing looks like it has one heck of a reversal loading up. Yeah, guys, I'm leaning so freaking bullish over here. I don't know what you're seeing if you're not bullish. I really don't. All right, so that's that. Maybe you're relying on fundamentals, and I'm just going to give you a little sneak peek into what you're going to get on this channel, guys. We're not going to talk so much about fundamentals. We got no reason to talk about fundamentals. You know why? Because the charts continuously guide us. All right, this is picture perfect. You pull back in the golden pocket, you get the quadruple bullish divergence going on the 4-hour RSI. You have a falling wedge pattern. Scrap the bottom trend line. You got a downtrend. You're pushing up to break the downtrend. But yeah, you're consolidating. You're getting real tight, and I think it's about to get real juicy. If you can reclaim 201.78, that is when I think this thing is going to have some explosions. All right, that is what I'm watching over on IWM. There's not much else to say. DIA. Again, guys, what do you want me to say? All right, this thing looks gnarly. What is this? What is that? Increasing volume on a hammer candlestick, / dragonfly doji, whatever you want to call this thing. It stemmed right from the 0.618 fib. Excuse-moi, I'm getting I'm getting hyped over here, all right? Regardless, guys, if I were to draw a path over here, I'd say this thing is probably coming straight up to 393 to 396.50, where I was originally looking. We got, ever so shy over here. Okay, a little gun shy over there, 123. Guess what? Only $1 off. You pull back to the golden pocket, and now you're pushing back up. You're probably going to test that golden pocket. All right, so I've been bullish on this ever since you broke this downtrend over here. I think this thing is looking real juicy. Okay, and I actually drew this downtrend on regular hours right over there, so you could see it. Very clean downtrend. Broke that guy. All right, and guys, you come back over here. Okay, you break that. You watch the golden pockets. That's all you really got to, I'm serious. Use the tool, guys. Use what you know works, all right? You use your levels, you use your golden pockets, you use your trend lines, you use your RSI. You just pick a momentum oscillator, stick with that one momentum oscillator. I used to use the CCI, but I found that the RSI is much more accurate for what I needed to, and that is, what I've learned. All right, Mr. VIX. Guys, this is not a bullish Mr. VIX. This is something that looks like it's going to continuously get crushed. Again, VIX is, it's not getting crushed so quick like I thought it would happen. But I think, honestly, you got a chance to take down this low over here on Mr. VIX. And that means that SPY is going to be going a decent amount higher. All right, guys, now we're going to get into the big boys. And these are what I'm talking about. Well, how the heck are you going to be bearish on this thing? All right, I understand it happened quicker than this arrow. But guess what? You backtest your trend line. You went straight up into the freaking moon. All right. Excuse me, I'm talking so fast I developed the hiccups. Look at that. All right, inverse head and shoulders pattern. I'm just gonna say you got a little, a little demented shoulder. Maybe you got half an arm over here. Okay, and that's how that's going. All right. Regardless, guys, you broke your trend line. You pushed up here. You stalled out here where you were expecting sellers. You pulled back to that trend line. You got a bullish reaction off that trend line. You actually held the daily 9, and now you freaking exploded. All right, you freaking exploded. You're welcome, because I'd be selling iPhones. I'm just kidding. OpenAI, ChatGPT, that is what caused this. Now we're gonna move over to their buddy Microsoft. I was actually wondering. It was earlier in the day. I think it was actually like 1:30. I was saying this. What the heck is it doing? Why is Apple getting all the attention over here? I think 1:30 is like right over here. I jinxed the thing, all right? I was like, why is it not getting any attention? It started getting the attention. Now, is it as much attention as Apple? No, that thing's up 7% right now. And actually, I'm just going to say, let's come back over to Apple. Market cap is at 3.18 trillion. Let's come over to the big guy, NVIDIA. What is your market at? Market cap, NVIDIA, all right? 2.97. Yeah, get back down there, little child. Get back down there. Quite frankly, guys, I do think NVIDIA is coming all the way. It's got a shot, all right? And I'm going to buy the crap out of it, all right? You get this retest. This channel shall be bullish, okay? Honestly, it doesn't have to come down here. What the heck is this thing? Don't mind that. That is a glitch in the system, all right? But quite frankly, yeah, that's a big move right there. I don't know if it's going to happen on the big boy NVIDIA, but post-split, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen right now because this is a clean look. If you go a lot higher, I don't think the pullback becomes a 20% pullback. Let's look at it this way. This is 17% pullback. This over here was your 17% pullback. If you're going to have the pullback back here, you got to do it right now, Mr. NVIDIA. You got to do it right now. Okay, and if you don't do it right now, the thing's just going to continue higher because, quite frankly, that's going to be the biggest pullback it's had, in years. It doesn't have these types of pullbacks, all right? 17%. 17% looks like the magic number. Maybe we're going to come ever so shy over here. You just fall right down here to 102. All right, that's what I'm watching over there. But like I said over here at Microsoft, guys, you got nothing to worry about, all right? This thing is a bullish chart, and let's actually jump over the weekly time frame. You see these targets above? I think these are going to be hit, all right? I think 450 potentially is incoming. I know that sounds mighty bullish, and I understand, okay? But you got to understand, I'm not just a permabull, all right? When I see things that are bearish, we're gonna call them out. You had reason to be bearish when you're breaking, your vertical trend line over here. This thing went for a ride, just like Mr. Amazon over there. Guess what? You pull back. You pull back to the golden pocket. That's where you buy that thing. All right. I retweeted something on Twitter. If you guys aren't already following the Twitter, go down the link below. The links below. All right. If you want to join the private community, that link will also be down there. All right. But yeah, Twitter, guys, go follow the Twitter. I will post things and I will repost things that I think are important, like news catalysts and stuff like that. But I reposted something saying that, hey, all right, you got to stop looking for the rug pull. Stop thinking like that. Just stop. These are bullish charts. You got no reason to do that, all right? But stop thinking about the rug pull. Start looking at, opportunities to buy the dip because, quite frankly, you'd be printing if you just bought the dip. Just buy the dip, buy some time on it. I'm a big advocate of just, find your entries on this channel. I give you guys plenty of entries on the safe big boys, these valuable companies that will continuously go higher over time. We're not in a bear market. This thing has an inverse head and shoulders going on, and it's not coming down right now, guys, all right? It's not. Let's be completely real. This thing is the most bullish look you possibly can have, and it's about to explode. All right? It's about to go up there. All right? So Microsoft, for you ladies and gents, congrats if you bought the dip. It is now having a fresh breakout, and quite frankly, this thing's about to explode. All right? You see those gray levels? Those are TP levels, okay? Did I play it? No, but it was for sure on the focus list. There you go. Guess what, guys? Inverse head and shoulders, cup and handle. Whatever you want to look at this as, this thing's sexy to me, and this is a weekly breakout. This thing looks so beautiful, all right? Amazon is another one that just looks ever so beautiful over here, okay? I understand. You just broke down from that uptrend. I thought you were going to get a bigger breakdown. Guys, quite frankly, the larger time frames are speaking to me, and I do think we're going to break that 0.786 fib tomorrow. If you get a positive CPI report, I think you're going to gap up above 188, and then you have a solid shot at hitting all the way up there to the new all-time high above 191.70. Okay, so there's that. Meta does not look bearish in the slightest. I understand you're in the golden pocket. I was looking for sellers, but guys, it doesn't look like it wants to pull back, and boom, bop, bing, boo, pow. All right, there you go. Now, me personally, guys, I'm more comfortable buying into setups when I know they're oversold. That's why I am taking, you know, a decent sized position over here in IWM. We have CPI tomorrow, so I didn't really want too much exposure to this market. But I also see how these charts are shaping up, and I wanted the exposure to the market. This thing kind of looks like it's going to rip faces, all right? You got that going on. But yeah, coming back over to the meta, guys, you pushed above the 0.786 fib today. All right, pullbacks are now complete buying opportunities over here on meta. I think you're about to break 510. All right, again, this was a trade idea. Okay, you broke above over here. I think this was the level. Now, where was I even watching? It might have been honestly just down here. Where was Friday? Yeah, it was above, probably above this candlestick right here because I make them on the weekends. All right, but above here, guys, you're looking for the top of the range, 482.50. Above there, 488.97. Above there, 498.76. You can very clearly see where I got these levels from. All right, daily high, daily low, daily high. All right, top of the range. Okay, you bust it down, you swept liquidity, you have a break and retest going off of this trend line, and now you've ripped freaking faces. All right, on the weekly time frame, this thing looks like it's going to explode up to a new all-time high. What are you talking about, bears? What are you talking about? All right, so there's that. Above 510, guys, what are you going to be paying attention to? Let's put our little magnet on over there. All right, above 510, quite frankly, you have room all the way up to 523.86. All right, that is the next like key spot here for sellers to step in. And guys, if they don't step in, what do you got? You got a new all-time high above 531.49. All right, I'm gonna actually do what I do over here with my zones, and I'm gonna put that up, guys. In this zone, you look for sellers. This is going to be your supply zone. You get up into it. All right, you look for something like this to go down. All right, maybe something like that. That's where you're paying attention to over on Mr. Meta. Last one we're going to be paying attention to over here of the big boys is going to be Goog. All right, Goog, I'm not going to be trading. I think this is honestly the most sloppy chart that out of all of those ones I just showed. But you did have that bull flag breakout. You pulled back. You came into, again, the golden pocket, just like we had over there on Mr. Microsoft. Okay, on a bunch of these names, guys, you just pull back to the golden pocket and you continue your ride. All right, I'm bullish on these charts. I'm looking for further highs. This thing's about to break out to a new all-time high above 179.95 in my personal opinion. Look at that. Broke under the 9, flipped the 9, flipped the golden pocket. Boom. It looks like you're about to explode. AMD. I know I said this thing is something that I would just not touch. Why? Because this, I understand, it might have looked good up here. But guess what? It was just the backtest of the trend line. And now what happened, guys? You've retested where you broke out from. Boom, bop, bing, boo, pow. You're at the bottom of the freaking range, all right? I got your back, guys. I don't say things just because I want to say things, all right? I just speak the charts. That's that, all right? I understand sometimes it seems like a perma bull, but in reality, guys, no, all right? You get bullish on each one of these dips. There's that. I also happen to call these dips when they come. That is that. Some people forget about that. But you know, guys, I'm all over it. Just because I don't like the short, because I got my face ripped off back in, I think it was 2023. It was March 2023. Yeah, all right. Does not mean I'm not going to be calling the downside. I'm just going to keep looking for those, long setups because we're in a freaking bull market. There you go, baby. All right. You break under here, you look for a buying opportunity, big buying opportunity in between 148.50 and 154. I don't even think that's going to come if you get a positive CPI report. All right. So I started an AMD position. I only got one con so far. All right. We're going to see about this one. If I get to take the position over here, I'll like it. But I think this thing is probably going to bounce up from here if I had to take a guess. You're probably going to continue this range you've been establishing. All right. And guys, this is a big boy range. That's a 10% range. That's a lot to play. There's that. All right. Now let's go over Henry's trade ideas. Okay. Going into the week, we had Etsy. All right. Etsy, guys, looks like it is going to explode. Quite frankly, guys, this is a really sexy setup. You got the weekly close, over this trend line. Okay. I took this one and I'm out of this one, but I'm just going to say right now, this thing does look like it's probably going to continue higher. All right. You're probably going to hit TP2. You're probably going to hit TP3 potentially this week. Next one on the focus list was CRSP. All right. CRSP, honestly, today is looking, you just hit TP3. All right. But this thing looks like it's freaking going to explode. All right. My plan was only for down here. So now we're going to take off these levels. But quite frankly, guys, above here, you can really get moving and grooving over here on CRSP. I like this thing. I like this thing a lot. You don't have really, big resistance until you come all the way up here to 70.36. That's a freaking ride and a half. What the heck is that? Over 10%, 12% right there? Quite frankly, I think that's probably what's about to go down. And, you know, if you pull back, you look for buyers off of 59.18. That is going to be your next opportunity. I'll actually add an alert right here. This is a strong name. You can look at this weekly chart. This thing based, this thing's exploding. This thing based, it exploded. Okay? This thing looks really freaking juicy, all right? MGM, this is another one. Guys, falling wedge up the freaking wazoo today, all right? I'm just saying. Break out of the falling wedge, break and retest off the falling wedge, and then you also broke and retested where I was paying attention to down there, okay? I really like the look of this. I think it's very clear. Bulls are, you know, stepping in here. They really want to drive this thing higher, okay? You haven't, this is one, I just showed you CRSP, I just showed you Etsy, they already started going. This guy hasn't started going, all right? The ideal entry point was off of this, you know, it's somewhere in this range here, 40, 43, and then you were going to be risking this range. I like the look of this thing a lot. Okay, I think it's going to continue higher. Put it on the radar if you'd like. There you go. Okay, next one we're going to be paying attention to is Oxy, guys. Oxy is about to be getting a breakout, in my personal opinion. I don't know if it's going to happen, but you know, if I had to take a guess here, you're going to break this downtrend you got going, the upper trend line of this falling wedge. I really like the setup of this. Okay, you have touch point, touch point, touch point, touch point, and now you look like you're going to explode. All right, I understand you didn't have the best volume today. You did yesterday. You broke over the level that I was going to be bullish above, 60.27. Quite frankly, you have room now up to 60.92, 61.67, and then 62.59. That's what I'm paying attention to. All right, guys, here is the breadwinner over here, CELH. I do think this thing is probably about to have a comeback story and a half. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but if you can, print a hammer. Give your Henry boy a freaking hammer on the week. I'll be bullish on this guy, all right? I'll be bullish on this guy all the way up, back up here to 79 beans, all right? I think this thing is about to have a ride. I think, you know, if I was just to mark out some levels here, you put in, you know, if you could take out this high right here, you got a chance of retesting this low right there. Above there, you're looking at 75.69, all right? So you break out, I'll mark out a trade plan for you guys right now, all right? Right now. Above 67.18, you look for 68.95. And I'm talking short-term cons. This is your trade plan. If you are in them, this is going to be your trade plan. Above 67.18, 68.95 TP1. All right? 70.97 TP2. If things get really crazy this week, 75.69 TP3. If they get absurd, 79.89. Kava. Uptrend. This is the last one I'm going to be mentioning over here in this video. And guys, it is just, you know, literally testing this uptrend. It looks like it's about to be continuing higher. Weekly chart does not look bad at all. You close out with a bullish engulfing candlestick, I could see a new all-time high over here. And from that point, you're busting up against 96.93. Fresh breakout incoming. All right, guys, that's what I got for you today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you would like to, go follow the Twitter like I was saying before. I think you're going to have a good time. Private community, I also think you're going to have a good time. And with that being said, I appreciate y'all. Please, if you enjoyed the video, please remember to leave a like on the video. I literally appreciate it so much. It helps me push this channel out to new people. And guys, new people, that means we're getting close to that 10K mark, all right? I really appreciate everything we're doing here, guys. All right, we're building the kick-ass community. And with that being said, I'll check you I'll check you out in the next video. You check me out, I check you out. Let's check out this freaking market in the next video. Let's get it. Peace.